Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me for another special health focus. Now, if you remember last week, we spoke at the beginning of class about Wuji and the importance that it holds for Tai Chi, that first we begin with emptiness, we begin with nothingness and a feeling of harmoniousness, being in harmony with the environment and with the universe before we start to try to juggle yin and yang. First, we start with everything being the same, so we instantly attain complete balance. That's the idea. So Wuji is depicted by the empty circle, whereas Taiji is depicted by two contrasting colors in your little fish with the two dots, the two fish with the two dots. But I'd like to speak a little bit more to you on this theme. So I'm going to paint a little picture for you. Here we have a place called Strangford Lough, which is a lake, and Strangford means strong fjord, because in ancient times people looked at it and thought it looked a bit like a fjord. It's a beautiful setting. It has really lovely mountains all around, a beautiful waterway, and lots of people enjoy going sailing there. But a feature of this Strangford Lough is that sometimes great storms blow up out of nowhere, and many lives have been lost because of this. People have been out enjoying themselves on boats, and all of a sudden they've been capsized and drowned. In fact, that is the reason why there was the Scrabble Tower, a folly built on top of a mountain to commemorate loved ones lost in just such a storm. Now, why am I telling you all this? Well, I want you to imagine that three friends go out on a boat in the likes of Strangford Lough. One of the friends is a strong, competent swimmer. One of them can swim a bit, and the other can't swim at all, but they go out and they think it'll be fine. And just such a storm comes up out of nowhere, capsizes their little boat, and tosses them around in the water. So the one who's a strong swimmer does what he can to protect himself and swims for shore, and swims and swims and swims. Even though he's being buffeted about, he makes some progress, but before long he becomes utterly exhausted and drowns. So that's one scenario. The one who can't swim at all panics horribly and flails and flails and drowns very quickly and dies. But the one who has some ability to swim, but not a huge amount, does swim, does what he can, and then very quickly realizes he's getting tired. So instead of flailing or keeping swimming, he turns on his back and allows himself to be buffeted about by the waves, but stays buoyant. He stays floating and is able to rest. And once he has completed enough time resting in this state, he flips over again and begins to swim. And he continues to do this, resting on his back, letting go into the turbulence of the water and just allowing himself to float. And when he has rested enough, he flips over and swims again. And this gentleman survives. So why am I telling you this story? Well, I am addressing it towards chronic illness. So often when we are strong and healthy and we get sick, we think, right, I can beat this. And we work and we work and we do everything we can think of to help ourselves get better. But it is kind of like swimming in that storm, and we keep going until sheer exhaustion hits us and the weight of all these waves come crashing in. So it is not necessarily the right thing to do, to fight endlessly, to fight and never stop fighting. I know that's an instinct, it's a human instinct, but it's not necessarily a scenario that will do us the best. Another scenario is when chronic illness hits us, is that we just think, well, what can I do? I don't know what I can do. And we might try everything around us, but we flail and eventually we might just give up. And, you know, in a kind of white flag scenario, okay, well, I can't do anything about it. And we drown in whatever a chronic condition is coming our way. So that also is not the best scenario, certainly for our what's the word, for our spirit. It's quite crushing. But third scenario is we do what we can, but we have to accept what is going on around us. It doesn't mean we just give up, but we work systematically knowing that at any time we can let go and just float in the knowledge that this is what's happening, this is reality. It is a kind of acceptance, but it's not giving up. And when you're ready, when you have rested, when you feel able to work again, you work. It's not fight. You're working with your environment and with your body until you have done enough. And at any stage, you know that you can flip onto your back and just float. And I put it to you that this is a useful scenario, that if there is a storm buffeting us about, we can't ignore it. And you cannot beat a storm. It is much bigger than us. But we can go with the flow and we can float, knowing that we're still alive for a start, and we can harmonize to a certain extent. We can allow things to happen without drowning and without fighting. We can be neutral. So I want you to think, if you're thinking, well, how would I apply this to my life? Think to yourself, what is going on, and allow yourself to come to terms with that. Accept it. It doesn't mean that you have to give up. It doesn't mean that you can do nothing, but the reality of the situation is there whether you like it or not, and then you can go on. So I would say first accept, and if possible, look around you and see if you can appreciate what you do have. So one, you're still alive. That's pretty awesome. Two, if you can breathe at all, if you can get a breath, that's something to appreciate. You can appreciate the little things, and the experience, the mind flow of appreciation can bring us into a more positive and a more healing mental dynamic. The hormones that we produce when we're in a state of appreciation and acceptance and love, if we're loving our life, we actually are more receptive to emerging from the situation. Whereas when we're put upon and feeling all the negatives, we can actually drill ourselves deeper down into a state of despair, despondency, and toxicity. So this is something I'd like you to have a think about. If you ever do find yourself in a situation of chronic illness, there will be times where you feel overwhelmed. But remember, you can choose to flip on your back and simply float. And there may be days where Wuji is exactly where you need to be. So Wuji does not necessarily mean inertness, as in nothing I can do, nothing I will do. It's not that. It is feeling at one with the environment, with the universe, with the way things are, with reality. And then from that place, that foundation of a feeling, of a connection, of an uplifted feeling of oneness, then all good things can emerge. With every effort, you can feel you have achieved, you have grown, and at any stage you can flip back onto your back and return to that state of rest. So a thought for the day. Okay, let's get up, please, and we will do some work. I'll just get rid of this chair. Good. All right, so let's please take right hand in fist, left hand straight, pulling back the thumb, feet together, hands together, and press forwards. Oh, and natural light has done it again. Let's see. You can get a little bit more light on the scene. Good. All right, so we're working towards the 9-step today. I'm going to ask you to start with our standard 4-corner movement. I know it's something we do every week, but that is also part of our training, the discipline of repetition. Breathe, please, and feel into your 4 corners. Good. Notice how it feels. Every experience in Tai Chi, regardless of how many times you do it, it will be a unique experience. You're a day older from yesterday, slightly different body, slightly different hormones running through your system. Take note, experience, and let go. Good, let's change direction, please. So we have three things working together: the breath, the movement, and your awareness. Again, we're not trying to project into our awareness what we would like to happen. We're just feeling into what is happening here and now. We accept how our body is working today, and we work with it at that level. Good, very nice. Let's come back into center. We're going to gently rotate down through the leg and breathe. Good, and change direction. Something my students often say to me is, oh, I'm getting a bit creaky, maybe I need a replacement joint. Creaky does not necessarily mean time to replace. I've been a bit creaky all my life. Maybe I'm not sure that what they mean by creaky and what I mean by creaky are the same things. But if you have crunches and crackles and little noises going on, that's perfectly fine. The more you warm, the more you move your body, the more the fluid between the joints will warm and become more slippy and slick. Good, let's change direction. Good, shaking out, please. On the other hand, if something is really hurting you when it makes a noise, that's something else. Yeah, it's definitely something to look into deeper. Okay, a wider stance, please, and we're going to sit a little bit back and down. Remember, when I say sit back, I mean the whole body sits back. I don't mean this way, and I don't mean this way, but your whole body sitting a little bit back. And we're going to, again, feed into the four corners. So simple, nothing to remember, four corners, and yet it's a very good wee exercise. Keep breathing, keep feeling, keep letting go through the movement. Good, let's change direction. How's your body feeling? So there's how flexible, how strong, but then there's your energy levels. Do you feel that you're able to do the movements easily, or do you feel a sense of dragging exhaustion? Only do what you can comfortably. That may mean making your stance smaller and higher. Let's lengthen up through the top of the head and over to one side, and let's do our little slow motion shake out and twist. I want you to breathe deeply, and I want you to think of the soft tissue melting off the bone. Breathe into it. Let go into it. I love this exercise. It's one of my new favorites. It does get easier and more effective with practice, just like everything. Good. Let's take a nice deep breath and float up. Lengthen and over to the side. And wibble wobble, slow motion, shake and twist. We want a very three-dimensional wibble wobble. Feel all of those muscles softening. Feel the joints releasing. Should look and feel like rubber. Well done. Let's come back up, breathing in. And release, relax down. I'd like to do a wee bit of a twist in the waist. So we're going to make fists and draw in. And as we draw in, it's a bit like you're riding a horse. You're sort of sinking down into the saddle and then release. Sink down and release. But I want you to keep that going, but this time from the waist, turn. And we're going to do a double turn to each side. Keep breathing, keeping the knees and the hips pointing forwards. Good. Now there's three different ways you could do it with the head. You could keep looking forwards, or you could let the head turn with the movement. That's the most neutral. Or you can look behind you for an even greater spinal twist. Let's try. Good, now try one at a time. I find the one looking behind, it's a really good twist, but I get dizzy. So I don't like to do it too much. There's ways and means of reducing the dizziness by focusing the eyes only at the end of the turn and then releasing. But even still, I get dizzy, so I moderate that, the amount that I do that. Good. Let's get back to center and let's circle the arms very gently with a little bounce. Breathe. Good. And change. Oh, crack. See what I mean? I don't know if you heard that, but my shoulder just did an almighty crack. Good. Let's open the chest and circle. And we're opening and closing the chest. Now, from the front, you might not see this, but look, as your elbows come forward, you're filling your upper back, pumping your back. And as your elbows come back, you're opening the chest. Up and over, breathe. See how far you can comfortably go. Normally in Tai Chi, we talk about the 70% rule. You just do 70% of your full ability. But in warm-up, in controlled situations, you can just see how far you can go comfortably. Opening and closing the chest. If it hurts, reduce the movement. Don't force it. Good, let's try one at a time. And notice the arms are as one. It's like you have a yoke, you know, like the milkmaid's yoke. So as one is going down, the other is coming up. As one is going forwards, the other is going back. Good, let's change direction. So in stillness or in movement, in Tai Chi, we want to address unity. The whole body feels like it is one, rather than 1, 2, 3. That's individual parts. There's nothing bad about that. But if we can, let's feel everything working together. Well done, relax down and circle shoulders. Breathe. Change direction. More crunching, one at a time. I bet you're thinking, how did she hear my crunch? Yeah, everybody crunches, it's fine. Let's change direction. Very good. Back to center, deep breath, lift. And let go. 3 times. Good, one more. Hold your breath at the top. Think of holding the tension for a moment And now very softly release down. Excellent. I'm going to ask you to take your chair. I want to do one more physical exercise, and then we'll do some relaxation, some wuji. And then we will look at the whole of the 9-step form. Excellent. So sit yourself down, please. You could remain standing if you prefer, that's no problem. If you're standing, feet shoulder width and level. If you're seated, feet shoulder width and level. And I would encourage you, if you can comfortably, to sit towards the front of your chair. So I know you know this, but I'll put it out there just in case. Make sure your chair is sturdy, relatively firm. We don't want wheelchairs or spinning chairs, anything that will reduce our stability, so that you can sit comfortably planted and feel secure as you practice. All right, so let's lengthen up, please, through the top of the head and the chin slightly down and back. Now, I'm going to ask you to draw little circles with your nose, and we're going to start just a couple of centimeters, keeping the rest of the body quite straight and relaxed. And as we circle the nose, we're just going to get a little bit bigger each time. Now you can go as big as you like. If you have bone issues like osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, then we avoid bringing the head back at all. Just keep it like you're drawing your nose around a clock face. So that's something. And also, if you have high blood pressure, keep it facing forwards. But if you're content that you don't have those issues, you could make it so big that you're gently arcing back in your big circle as well. So play it by ear and by body awareness. Good. Very gently now we're going to change direction, and we're going to start very softly in the biggest circle. Keep breathing. And we're going to very gently, with each turn, spiral it in again, just a little bit. Now, if you get dizzy or if you don't feel well doing this, then just gently come to center and stop. Again, you don't need to flail, you don't need to panic, you can just float. You can bring yourself back to center and breathe. So once we have spiraled inwards, so the nose is just circling a couple of centimeters, bring it right the way in until your nose is pop right in the center of the circle. Good, let's lengthen up again through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back, and we breathe, we relax down through the belly, through the body, sorry, into the belly. So now we're going to walk into our wuji practice. Remember, wuji means universal oneness or nothingness. So we want good posture. Can you feel the top of your head? We call the very top point Bai Hui. That's 100 meeting point. All the meridians of your body, or most of them, are meeting at that very top point. So we think of gently floating the top of the head up towards the sky. And as we relax the rest of the body down, you'll feel that there's more space. There's a kind of airiness and more energy just with that one action, keeping the top of the head floating up. You're unlocking your system. Now bring your chin, if it isn't already, slightly down and back. And you'll notice that the neck feels lengthened and open. From here, now we simply allow the body to release. Let gravity do its work. Allow the body to hang down. And with each movement, we allow any tension to simply melt and flow down. Keep breathing, keep releasing through each breath. Even if you think you're already relaxed, let each breath carry away yet more tension. You can also think of the breath as you breathe out, carrying away toxins, carrying away stale energy. Think of it draining downwards, releasing. You may experience feelings of flowing downwards or heaviness, but simply let go. Don't look for sensations, specific sensations. Simply listen, experience whatever it is you feel, and let go. Feel all the way down through the body, all the way down through the legs, all the way down into the feet and into the floor. Feel the weight of your body sinking into the chair, and the weight of your legs sinking into the floor. Continuing to breathe. You're listening to your body. But now we're going to open the awareness further. We're going to listen to your immediate surroundings. Open your awareness. Listen to your room, to the area around you. Listen with all of your senses. I want you to pay more attention to what's going on behind you. Maybe you can feel the clothes against your back. Maybe you're aware of the chair behind you, the back of the chair, or the room behind you, how deep the room is, if there's a radiator or a window. Pay attention, listen. And keep opening your awareness out. Keep listening and feeling out into the universe with your senses. Feel the sky above. It's massive. There may be a roof above you, but through that there's sky. Feel into it. Stretch your awareness out into the world, into the sky. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. It's massive. We're standing on continents. So yes, feel the ground under your feet, but spread your awareness out. Deeply listen, feel for what's happening, not just immediately beneath you, but wide around you, deep beneath you. Open your awareness, open your imagination to the possibility of listening far and wide. Listen to everything. No longer distinguishing what's inside and outside your body. Simply listen with all of your senses and let go into the music of the universe. Now, one constant that you may be aware of is your breath. Regardless of how much you stretch your awareness out, the breath is this lovely, gentle background experience. So you can think of listening through your breath into everything. Can you feel that stillness, that quiet, that calm? This is how we float. This is neutral. This is a way to guide your system into a healing space. This is always here for you. You need no equipment, no specialist rooms. You don't need a teacher to guide you. All you need is good posture and allow yourself to calm down and listen. Wuji. Now, there may be noise inside the room or outside the building. In fact, it's more than likely. Allow that to be part of the experience. Let the noise and the vibrations of sound flow through you. Allow yourself to let go into what is. And allow this sensation, this calm, this tranquility to stay with you as you practice your Tai Chi and through your day. Let's bring the awareness gently back to your surroundings and back to your body, feeling your body, picturing your body in your surroundings. And let's bring our awareness to the fingers and toes. Give them a little wiggle, a little bit of movement, then a little bit more movement, the hands and the feet. Gently, gently easing yourself back into your body, moving your arms and your legs. And when you're ready, slowly and gently opening your eyes. Very good. Wuji is key to Tai Chi and key to health within the remit of Tai Chi. If we abandon Wuji, if we don't use it, we're missing a trick. We're trying to create balance without starting from a neutral space. Good. So now we have done some Wuji. Let's get up and do some Tai Chi, please. Yeah, and excuse me, I have to get rid of my dog here. Come on, Penny, good girl. And she's going to hit the, yeah.
Mama, go for a walk.
Good girl. Sorry about that. Okay, it was walkies time. All right, so now we're going to look at the 9-step form. We're going to do the whole form and we're going to do it a few times and allow repetition to work its magic. With repetition, we learn and we become confident, relaxed, and strong. So let's come over to our right-hand side, please. And we lengthen up through the very top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. And let's take a few moments to return to that state of Wuji, calming down, listening behind. It can't be rushed, but instantly when you let go, there it is. We release belly, hips, and knees. We open to the left. Find your center. We breathe in and float up. And we release and relax down to center. We do a little lasso movement to the right in order to scoop and splash to the left. We release, turning to the left to turn to the right. Lift your right toes. Feeding from underneath, we come forwards and we step to the diagonal. Release, relax down to the corner. We feed the weight forwards to create a bar with the forearm across in front of the waistline. Relax to center and expand, hands over feet. Turn, right side comes through. Raise right hand in a fist, left palm turns over. Relax fist into palm. Stretch it up and stamp. Open the fist, open to the right, hug ball. We come up and over, turning the left foot. Feed the weight forwards and step forwards right. Hand and foot work together. Change arms by turning waist. Feed forwards and step. One more time. Change arms, feed forwards and step. Now I'm going to take my space. You can too if you need to. Now we have our left punch. Very unusual. We're turning the palms and allowing our body to face the diagonal. Left hand in fist, relax to center, turning your center punch to the diagonal. Release, feed the hands forwards, T-shaped position. Feed the weight back, turning to your left and allow the arms to flip over. Feed the weight forwards, hands towards ear, screw into the front leg, and filling your hands, filling your waist. Keep hips level. 5 steps back. Ready? We're going to swing, palms face up, and step back left. Stretch the skin of the balloon. Turn left, palms face up, draw in, step back right, stretch the skin of the balloon. Palms face up, draw in, step back left, stretch the skin of the balloon. Turning left, palms face up, draw in, step back right, stretch the skin of the balloon. One more time, turn palms, draw in, and I need more space. Ready? We're going to touch with the toes, turn the heels in, sweep with your left hand into a hook, turning the right toe, chop towards your left foot. Arch. Good. A slight turn to your left, release the arms, untwist, turning on the heel, feed forwards and step. Feed the weight across and step across. Arms float up as your weight feeds back. Release your front foot, untwist, and allow everything to sink down. Release your front foot, find a more comfortable bow stance, find your back corner. This time it's a right fist punch. So you make your right hand into a fist, relax to center, check posture, and turn waist to punch. Good, I'm going to come a little bit forwards. Ready? Chicken opens its wings. We open the fist and prise the air apart as we feed the weight back into the right. Lifting the left toes, turn and let the right hand swing underneath to come through. Back into Gong. Pummels the mortar. Raise the fist, relax down, up, stretch it out, stamp it down, release. Shoulders, elbows, hands, fingertips. Let your hands fill nice and full with energy. Float up. Come around in front of the chest. Relax down to level with the base of your body and think of sealing in your good energy. Point to the floor. Float up through the very top, the byway point. Fill right. Close left. And recover. And a heel tap. Good. Now, when I break it down and talk like that, it feels like a lot, doesn't it? Very confusing. Sometimes it's actually easier to just do it. So that's what we're going to do this time. I won't completely shut up this time. I'll give you a few verbal cues, but I want you to just follow and see how you get on. Also, remember last week I talked about adjusting it so that everything was facing the front. We'll look at that today in a little bit of detail, but let's try one more time doing the full form the way it was intended by Master Chen. All right, so over to the right, please. Lengthen up. Calming down. Ready, start. Raising the water. Gong exits the temple. Gong hammer punch, or pummels the mortar. Three steps forwards. Preparation for punch left. Punch. Filling your back. Step back, twist upper arm. You need space behind. Touch, heel in, right toes in, chop. Turn, left, to turn right. Step across right, up and over, relax down. Step, prepare to punch right. Punch right. Chicken opens its wings. Turn, Gong pummels the mortar. Close. Very good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this video, why don't we do the form, but leaving out the turns so we're continuously facing the screen? I think that's useful because so much of the time in this form and other forms, you're kind of, you're facing the back corner and you're trying to do stuff over there, but following me on the screen. It's not best because that's not the alignment. If we were in a room or a field together doing this, I would say hold it there or slow down a second and I would walk around so that you could follow me. So let's do the form, but just facing forwards. I could mirror it. Sometimes mirroring is useful, sometimes it's a nightmare. So I tell you what, this time I will just do it with my back to you. And then just for interest, I will mirror it and it just gives you an idea. I think I will mirror it. And I would appreciate your input on mirroring if you find it useful, or if you'd rather I just did it the normal way facing you, that's fine too. But let's do it together, the whole thing, but without the turns. And I know that even that, every time we make a change, that can be a little challenging, but let's try it. It's challenging for me as well. Let's give it a go. So we're just facing front. We're going to be walking forwards and backwards, but always in this direction. So yeah, I might tip the screen down slightly so that you can see my footwork. Okay. You might not see my head, but okay. Head's not important. Ready? So we lengthen up, please. Deep breath, calming down. Let's release, belly, hips, knees. Open left. And into center. We float up, breathing in. Relax down, breathing out. So we have our little circle to splash or scoop. Release, little circle, lift the toes, turning out, feed the weight forwards and step forwards. Circling down to your diagonal, feed the weight forwards, make your bar across, relax to center, expand and come through. Raise the right hand in fist and left palm turns to face up. Fist into hand, stretch it, stamp. Good, now I'm going to move back because we're going to do 3 steps forwards. Ready? So we're going to release to hold the ball at the right hip, and we're going to go up and over, lifting your left toes, turning them out a little bit, and we're stepping forwards right. Turn the waist to change arms, feed the weight forwards, step left. Turn the waist to change arms, feed the weight forwards, step. Now we have our preparation for punch. So notice just as you stand that you're looking forwards, but your body should actually be facing the diagonal. So what we do is we relax and let the palms turn and let everything now face that diagonal. Left hand comes into a fist, check the posture, relax to center, and then we can punch. Feeding the weight into your right, extend to the corner, extend the elbow to the corner. Release. Forwards and up. Feed the weight back, turning to your left, allow the hands to roll over. Feed the weight forwards, hands up towards the ear. Screw into your front leg and fill your hands, fill your back. Good. Now we have our 5 steps back. We release, turn, draw in and step back. Stretch the palms apart. Turn, palms face up, draw in, touch, and feed the weight back, stretch it apart. 3, 4, and keep going, please. I just want to make sure I'm on screen for the next one. And on the 5th one, we touch with the toe, we turn the heel in, sweeping round into a hook, and we chop. So do you see where the hook is? Just against your bottom, and chop. Keep the body upright, little squeeze between right shoulder and left hip. Release, turning to the left, let everything unwind. Lifting the right toes, we feed the weight forwards and step. Take the weight across, bring the right foot. It should be across, but we're going to keep facing the back. So bring the right foot behind, heel down, arms up and over, and relax down. Good. Release the front foot and step to a more comfortable position. Now we relax down and the right hand comes into a fist. So notice, now we're facing the diagonal. Left hand is your targeting device. Ready? Punch. Good. Release, feed the weight back, and expand the arms so that they're harmonizing with the legs. Release the left foot, let it turn out. Right hand sweeps underneath and through. And again, right hand up into fist. Relax it down. Stretch it. Stamp. Release. Shoulders, elbows, hands. Let your hands feel full. Float up. And relax down through center to the base of your body. Think of sealing in your good energy. Release to the floor. Float up. Fill right. Close left. And recover. And a heel tap. Excellent. Good stuff. I hope you enjoyed that. I know it's a little different when we leave out the terms, but hopefully it gave you a new insight into what we're doing. We really only have 5 minutes left of this class. I'm wondering, would it be useful for you to see the front view doing that? If you want the front view, can I see thumbs up? Yes? Okay, at least one. And if you want a mirrored front view, thumbs up? No. Oh, yes, you do. Okay, then you don't mind. Great, I like that. Okay, I will do my best, folks. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so if it all goes wrong, sorry. So I'll do my best. So I'm starting back because it'll be stepping forward. So let's see if I can do this. So this is your left hand. This is your left foot, okay? So I'm mirroring, yeah? Deep breath. You can just watch or you can follow, whatever you like. So we open. Raising the water. You scoop to your right to splash up to the left. Little turn to the left to release, open to the right. Feeding it forwards and expand. circle down, expand. One. I'm going to have to move back in order to fit them in. 2. 3. Prepare to punch with your left. Punch. Five steps back. I'm going to have to come forwards. 4. And on the 5th step, the heel comes in, sweep around, and the toes come in. A little turn to the left to release, turning to the front, and step, shifting the weight, stepping what would be across, but in order to do it to the front, I'm going to go back, up and over, and relax down. Release, and step. Prepare, and punch. Chicken opens its wings. Filling your right foot, closing left. That's it. Good, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. I realize when I look at myself on screen, certainly when I'm doing it mirrored, that I'm doing it imperfectly. I'm doing my best for you, but it's not perfect. What we want in the stamp is to remain level, like a sort of an L shape, upside down L shape. So if you see me kind of going across, that shouldn't happen, but we only do what we can. But anyway, I've heard people saying, oh, I don't want to do things online. I don't want to do things on recording because I'm imperfect. I'm not a master. I don't want the criticism. Well, do you know what? I'm quite prepared for criticism. People will criticize no matter what. So, but hopefully I'm getting some good work over to you and doing my best. But, you know, unless you're a master, it's going to have deviation. So I'm do what I can, but I'll point it out to you if I see that my practice isn't what it should be, so we can all work towards our best possible outcome. Folks, we're going to have to finish. Let's do a moment, please, of warm down. Just breathe, relax. Let's go down to the legs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet. Up you come again. Just checking in with your body, saying thank you to your body for giving you what it is giving you. We tend to take things for granted till they go wrong, but actually, what a stash of good stuff we've got. It's wonderful. Good, shaking out. Today is a good day. Yeah. You see this calligraphy here? It says, every day is a good day. That's our Grandmaster Chen wrote both these calligraphies. This one was Jade Maiden Plays Shuttles. I commissioned that one. That's my school's name, Jade Maiden. But every day is a good day. What a good way of thinking about things. Again, we get happy, feel-good hormones, which help Even when we're suffering, we can get a little bit of the edge taken off with just gratitude. Good. Down we go. Pat, 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 and brush, 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 brush. Bounce, 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 and stand. Breathe into your body, please. Feel that vitality, that bubbling energy. Breathe into it. Isn't that lovely? Good. And let's guide it back into center. Hugging your elbows in, feeling the touch of your hands flowing into your center. Relaxing back into your belly. Feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Well done, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's salute. Thank you. I'd love you to play with the concept of Wuji and work and float. Work and float. You take your time. You can always float at any time you need it. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time.